Hello and welcome to There's No Business Like, a podcast where friends and industry colleagues explore topics and interview leaders in our industry of professional theatrical touring. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Lucky for you, you are tuning in to the most special day that we've ever had here on the There's No Business Like podcast. Because, guys, what day is it?
Hump day.
It's our birthday. Anniversary day.
Yeah, so this is...
Anniversary birthday.
Birthday anniversary.
It is our anniversary episode. You might think that it's episode 52, but somehow we got confused and it's actually episode 53. So we've made it even further than the full year of bringing you the bestest, most popularist performing arts touring podcast that has ever hit the airwaves. I did not research that. Anywho, I'm here today with my friend Kevin.
Kevin Maynard, Quad City Arts.
Some dude we found on the street, Josh.
I knew that was going to be me.
I thought it was going to be Brian.
Josh Benson, Marion, Illinois, at the Marion Cultural and Civic Center.
Kevin thought it was going to be me? Wait a minute.
Guy who probably drives a minivan because he has so many kids, Brian.
I do. It's Brian Zelmer from KU Presents.
And the best person I've ever met in my whole life, Katie.
Hi, everyone. Katie Miller with the Midland Center for the Arts in Midland, Michigan.
All right, so we're going to get into this. For everyone listening, guess what? We don't have an interview this week. You are getting a full episode of these 5 sillies. So I just kind of want to just start it off talking about maybe where we've been together.
In Indianapolis.
Fort Lauderdale.
Toledo.
New York.
Guys, you're adorable. Not what I was going for in any stretch of the imagination. Where we've been as a podcast, you goofballs. So I want to talk about the interviews that we've had this year and all the amazing people that have agreed to talk to us. Imagine that. But have really given us some incredible pieces of advice, some amazing stories. And I want to know what sticks out for each of you.
That's a hard one for me because I can't pick just one. I truly learn something new every single time, Danielle. But I think if I have to just think of one thing that I didn't know before this podcast is that it surprised me that some agents get a salary, not a commission. And that was a big eye-opening moment for me because I didn't know that. I just assumed they all worked on commissions, only.
Yeah, same here, Brian.
I think one of my favorite interview moments was when I got to sit down with Adia Morris-Swanger from Springboard for the Arts and the way that she talked about work-life balance, because it is really reframed the way I think about my life and trying to, not think about everything as like a perfect juggling act that, sometimes, the way she described that, different things in her life are like, balls that sometimes some are heavier, some are lighter, some are glass, some are rubber. So if you miss some, they can bounce back. But sometimes if you miss those glass ones, they just shatter. And so I've really started thinking about my life like that instead of trying to keep everything perfectly level, just accepting that, sometimes, work is going to take more time and sometimes, my personal life is going to take more focus. And honestly, I think it's helped me be a bit more happier in that aspect.
That's a great one, Kevin.
So Kevin, I'm super annoyed that you took the guest that I was going to reference, but for a different reason. There was a point in the episode where she talked about bringing her son to places and, kind of bringing your entire self to these different spaces. You're not work Danielle and then home Danielle. You're always the same Danielle, no matter what room you're going in. And, trying to keep my kids in the focus all the time has been something that I've been thinking a lot about this year. And that conversation has really resonated with me, as well as all of the other parents that we've talked to this year. It's been nice to know that I'm not alone in that, and that this is really hard.
The thing that stood out to me was when Dominic Moore Dunson started talking about trauma mining. I'd never heard the term before, and I really hadn't thought of the concept, or it was never within my frame of mind or reference. And to think about what he has to go through as a Black artist for grant submission to feel like he will get the grant is a constant repetition of that trauma. And that was just, I think about it all the time.
Yeah, Josh, from somebody who has sat on grant panels and currently is reading through some grants, it's something that after that conversation that I have noticed. And prior to that, I didn't. So it's been a really eye-opening thing. And also just thinking about when people are creating work, that conversation pops in my mind often.
This is so hard because we have had so many wonderful guests and so many wonderful conversations. Like, I simply can't pick one, but I think I have really enjoyed the moments where we have talked to people who aren't necessarily on a national stage and have been able to have conversations about what's happening in like really local communities and with smaller organizations, and lift up some of those stories and hopefully shown the industry that there are really smart people working at every single level of our industry. And it's not just necessarily people with a lot of national recognition or who sit on big committees or things like that. There are people that are doing really wonderful work in smaller communities across the country. And I really love some of those conversations that we've had, really thinking deeply about community engagement and what it means to listen to your communities. We've had several conversations, including with my friend Xavier Verna, about like really listening to your communities, and Mark Wilson too. Listening to your communities and finding out what they need and what they want and having those conversations back and forth. And I think those have been some of the most meaningful moments for me, is really like digging into what that means and looking at how people actually implement that and coming away with some real practical takeaways. I really hope that folks have valued that and walked away with some good advice and are able to move forward with that as well.
The crazy thing about this right now is just all of these moments are reminding me of just like other great moments in all these different conversations. And it is really hard to choose. I mean, so, like hearing people's stories and like hearing like the backgrounds and the different things that they used to do, or like the long history they have in the industry. So like I think of Krista Bradley, who I only knew from APAP, and then finding out all the work that she did prior to going to APAP. Or I think of Natalie Marrero, like asking the hard questions in the room, or just being okay to like ask questions about like where an organization is going, and then it leads to her becoming the executive director of an organization. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many examples of like these sort of exciting things that help me go, it's okay to speak up, like trust myself and like let myself have space in that room.
Hey, Kevin. So that's like an incredible segue to the next thing I wanted to ask you all, which is like, has there been anything surprising that's happened this year from making this podcast?
I think what was surprising for me when we first put this podcast together, we were thinking of students and people that are new entering the field as the listeners, and the amount of seasoned professionals that we look up to that have contacted us and said how much they love listening to our podcast and how much they still are learning from hearing our colleagues talk on these interviews was a big surprise to me, and something I never would have thought would have happened.
I'm honestly surprised at our ability to get it together every week and like come out with a decent product at the end. Because while it doesn't sound like it, due to Brian's fabulous editing, I'm kind of a hot.
And Josh's and Kevin's and Katie's input.
I mean, I think I've been most surprised by how honest and transparent and giving our guests have been with their time, because, we're talking about professional things, right? Our careers and the work that we're doing, but people have been have brought so much of themselves into these conversations, and that's not an easy thing to do. Talking about their family lives, their struggles, their backgrounds, the professional hurdles they've overcome. And I'm really, really grateful that we're in a place as an industry where we feel safe enough with each other that we can share those things and offer that hard-earned experience and wisdom up for the benefit of others. I'm really, really grateful that our friends and colleagues have said yes and have been so generous in that way.
Yeah. I also think what's most surprising is that people are listening. I mean, honestly, when we started this, like I got on here to be able to talk to you all, and I got on here to be able to, talk to some people that I've been interested in getting to know a bit more of. And then, when we were at Max, had people come up to me and say, "Oh, you're on that podcast." Or my favorite comment was, "I listen to you guys because it helps me realize that I'm not alone. Like other people are having the same ideas or having the same struggles or going through the same thing." And that was sort of reassuring. I mean, it also ties into the fact that there's a lot of similar themes that come up in a lot of these interviews. And it is sort of tied to the fact that we all operate in this sort of like niche market, but we're sort of facing the same things at different levels, like different scales, depending on our population, budget size, et cetera.
Yeah, someone told me at the most recent conference we attended that we're actually helping expedite the development of relationships. And that one kind of took me a little back too. Like I had to think about that a lot. And I was like, I'm happy to hear that that's happening, or they feel that that's happening. But I didn't expect that outcome either.
Well, I think when you listen to somebody in your head, in your earbuds or on your computer or whatever, when you're washing your dishes or mowing your grass, and you get to know them in such an intimate way, you do really walk away from our conversations feeling like you know this person. And if you were to run into them at a conference, I would hope that it would embolden you to say, hey, it's so nice to meet you. I'm so-and-so. I heard you on the No Business Like podcast, or I really admire your work, or I heard about this project you did, and I would love to learn more. So I'm hoping, Brian, what that colleague said is true, is we really are helping foster those sorts of connections. And I think that was our intention. And to know that it's maybe coming to fruition is pretty exciting.
Definitely.
Yeah. And one of the biggest themes has been relationships being one of the most important things about this industry. And I think that that's also one of the things that keeps so many people out of it, is the lack of relationships and the lack of network that, a lot of people going in, because you spend so much time, learning. You're not necessarily out and able to network with a broader range of the field. And if that is something that's happening, I think that's an amazing takeaway. I think for me, I've just gotten so much more out of this than I've put in. Sorry.
Yeah, we've been meaning to talk to you about that.
It's fine. I'll see myself out. It's also shocking that I'm still here. I was like, I think I'm not going to do this. But there's so many small decisions that we make in any given day, or the way that we're phrasing something in an email, or just having a conversation with another colleague. And I think of these interviews, and it gives me another perspective and a way to think about the work that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And I'm so grateful for that experience.
Well, Danielle, we are so glad that you decided to join us and stuck around, because without you, we wouldn't have your fabulous lightning rounds.
I also love how you actually inserted yourself into the episode the very first time we were recording, and you literally grabbed Katie's mic and took it over and started just interjecting into the episode that you weren't going to record with us.
Yeah, I'm just going to sit over here for a moment.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, it was great.
I can't imagine the dynamic without you, Danielle.
Okay, well, that was all too much. Actually, the truth is Katie keeps me in check because she just introduced the anniversary episode lightning round. I hope that you all are ready, because if you thought that I did not prepare us a lightning round for this, you are sorely mistaken. And because we've been working together for a year and I've gotten to know you and your weaknesses, I'm going to adjust the rules of the lightning round for this go around. Okay. So you don't have to answer in just
attacked.
one or two words. You should. You don't have to answer in just one or two words. Okay. But you got to answer as the first thing that comes to your head. So it's fine if you give me a monologue. It just it needs to happen quickly. I don't want any pre-planning in this situation. This is you in the lightning round. You got it?
Got it.
Okay. So now everybody is going to take their headphones out, except for Katie, because she's going to go first.
Okay.
All right, Katie, I think we're alone now.
Okay.
Are you ready for the anniversary episode lightning round?
Yes, I am. Let's do it.
All right. What is your favorite season?
Fall.
What is an overused phrase that drives you up the wall?
Oh, probably pivot at this point in time. Pivot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's your favorite podcaster and why is it Kevin?
My favorite podcaster is Kevin, because I do think he is so brilliant at asking questions and is so good on his feet and is so insightful. And I love the business aspect that he brings to all of his interviews and everything we do here.
That's really nice. He's going to be embarrassed. What does the mitochondria of a cell do?
Oh no, a science question. Does it replicate? No, it doesn't replicate. I don't know. Mitochondria. I don't know. I don't remember.
Mitochondria is the energy center of the cell. That's literally the only thing I remember from biology. It's also a meme.
It's the energy center of a cell, Danielle.
There you go. See, that was somewhere deep in your mind. What is your favorite Pure Michigan fact that's been on the pod this year?
I mean, I love that our state motto is, if you seek a pleasant peninsula, look around you. I have it on a sweatshirt and it makes me happy every single time I wear it. And I think it just embodies everything I love about my beautiful state.
What is a movie quote that you use in everyday life?
It's "You're killing me, Smalls."
Be honest. Do you own Crocs?
No, never have, never will.
Have you ever won a radio contest or a big raffle type of thing?
No, never.
Ding, ding, ding. That's the end of the lightning round. Who do you want to call back in?
Brian. BRYAN. Hey, you got it.
Did you just do my name in sign language?
Yes.
Katie called you back in. All right. Here is the next contestant on the anniversary episode, lightning round. What is your favorite season?
Fall.
What is an overused phrase that drives you up a wall?
We're going to pivot.
Who is your favorite podcaster and why is it Katie?
Because she asks thoughtful questions. She introduces us to really cool people I wouldn't have known otherwise. And I learn a lot about Michigan.
I love that. What does the mitochondria do?
Has something to do with the cell, but I can't remember. Does it get rid of the bad stuff in the cell?
Oh, that's what Katie thought too. No, it's the powerhouse of the cell. It's one of the only things I remember from biology. What is your favorite pure Michigan fact from the podcast?
Ooh, there's so many. I liked learning about Mackinac Island and how they don't have cars there.
Oh, yeah. What is a movie quote that you use in everyday life?
I don't do the movie quote thing, so I can't really...
Be honest. Do you own Crocs?
I don't.
Have you ever won a radio contest or big raffle drawing type thing?
No, and I tried a lot when I was a kid, but I never got through.
What did you want to? What did you try?
Just
to win?
anything. I just wanted to win, but it was usually tickets to concerts.
You made it to the end of the lightning round. Oh, hey, Josh.
Hey,
Are you ready for your lightning round?
probably not, but let's do this.
Yay! What's your favorite season?
Football.
What is an overused phrase that drives you up a wall?
It is what it is. I hate that phrase. It isn't what it is. It's what you make of it.
I say that all the time, Josh, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I hate you, Brian.
Who's your favorite podcaster and why is it Brian?
Because Brian's funny.
What does the mitochondria do? The lightning round is also now trivia, just to be clear.
All I could think of was a quip, the mitocant. I don't know. That doesn't even make sense. I don't know.
I'm shocked that none of you have remembered this from biology because it's the only thing I remember. What is your favorite pure Michigan fact from the pod?
Oh my goodness, there's so many.
That's what I
Brian
said.
Honestly, it's not a pure Michigan fact, but it's like Michigan is popping up in my life all over the place now. I don't know if I just notice it more now because of Katie, or if it really is like has completely infiltrated my existence.
Be honest, do you own Crocs?
No.
Oh, I was
Never
assuming
have.
you did.
Nope. Hey dudes all the way.
Oh.
I like
Have
it.
you ever won a radio contest or any kind of like big raffle drawing sort of thing?
Oh, yes.
Tell us, what was it?
There was a radio station and it had just launched and it was called 103.5 The X. And I was, I don't know, 20. And there was an Expose the X competition.
Oh, no.
And so me and another guy, we had a driver and we had a cameraman and we ran around in tidy whities with 103.5 on my chest and the X on his, and then the opposite on our backs. And we like ran through car dealerships and ran through the mall and filmed it all and like ran in through the radio station and the television stations next door and like crashed the TV studio and like, yeah, we won $2,000 though.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Holy cow.
I'm not sure if I'm glad or sad that I asked that question. Ding, ding, ding.
Yay.
Sound effects. You did it. Oh, hi, Kevin.
Look, I don't understand when you guys start throwing up gang signs at me, okay?
That's not
That
a
was a
gang sign, that's
K.
just my hand, jerk.
That was a
I
little
think that-
letter K.
I spelled Brian's name in sign language, so he knew it was him to come back.
Gang signs.
All right. So, Kevin, how are you feeling about the lightning round?
I mean, really great. But if just like up to you, if we just want to skip me, that's also okay. Oh,
All right, let's move on.
all right. See, Josh says we're good.
What's your favorite season?
Fall.
What is an overused phrase that drives you up a wall?
I don't know that I have one, but I mean, I guarantee that I do have one. As soon as I hear it after this, I'll text you and be like,
there's a lot of stuff that irritates you.
That's true. Lightning round's top of the list.
So I think that it's who's ready for a lightning round would be the thing you should say. Who is your favorite podcaster and why is it Josh?
Oh, it's mostly because he doesn't pay attention to the rules and always knows a good time. So, and is really good at his job in interviewing. So really just the whole package.
What does the mitochondria do?
It's the powerhouse of the cell.
Oh,
see you guys.
You're the only one that got it.
We're doing trivia now too.
Yeah, I was like,
what is your favorite pure Michigan fact from the podcast?
Oh, it's if you're searching for a pleasant peninsula, look around, or whatever their state motto is, because like I have literally never been looking for a pleasant peninsula, but I also really just am assuming it's shade to Florida, which just makes me really happy.
Be honest, do you own Crocs?
No, God, no. I don't get it. Like, I know so many people who have them, wear them, love them, and I still don't get it. Wait, does anybody on here own Crocs?
No, nobody had them.
Oh, this is why this works.
Yeah. Have you ever won a radio contest or other big raffle type thing?
Not like a big, like I sort of. I won like $250, like a drawing for the NCAA Final Four one year. I went to this thing and I just drew a random team and they actually ended up winning that. So I won $250.
Nice.
So yeah,
nice.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, we did it.
Wait, Danielle has to answer the questions.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, with Danielle's questions.
I'm getting there.
Also sort of cheating because she got to research her lightning round her own. So,
which is why we wrote one for you ourselves.
Gotcha.
Katie, go.
That's how you do a gotcha question.
It would only be a gotcha question if you guys actually had one.
Oh, we can totally make one up. We ready?
Okay, Kevin.
Okay, what's your favorite seasonal fall drink?
Oh, hot apple cider.
Okay, what's your favorite animal?
Manatee.
Have you ever been outside of the United States, and if so, where?
Canada.
Where in Canada?
Toronto. Also, I went to St. Croix and Turks and Caicos.
What is the stupidest dare you've ever agreed to?
Oh, I mean, I've agreed to all of them. I just don't know what the stupidest one is. Probably some version of like prank calling.
What is your go-to lazy dinner?
Cauliflower gnocchi and whatever's in the fridge. My favorite go-to whatever is whatever's in the fridge and a carb.
That does not seem lazy.
What's your favorite thing in the background in Kevin's office?
I mean, definitely the Chewbacca with his face on it.
It's good. That's a solid answer.
Ding, 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 ding. Who won?
I have no idea.
All right. So because I won the lightning round, we're going to move on. Since I know that you all are jokesters, what is something that we've kind of done this year that's happened that made you giggle till you wiggled?
Handheld chicken. Our general conversation about handheld chicken as an intro to an episode still makes me laugh.
My favorite moment was Brian and Taco Friends.
Oh, Taco Friends.
I literally almost spit my coffee out when I heard that. And it's my favorite.
One of my favorites is when Kevin beatboxes and then he's like, I hate that this is recorded.
My favorite is honestly the complete unhinged opening to Bill Blagg's interview, like start to finish. I don't know why I said cool cats, but I love that Brian and then all of you just went with it. And then the pure anger of when I didn't have actual answers for you.
I really enjoyed not bullying Kevin in all of the interviews that I've done with him.
When did that happen?
Never.
Oh, okay.
I've also enjoyed the times that we were all together in one place and we got to meet so many new people and people that said they listened to us. And I've especially enjoyed meeting all of the people that you all interviewed that I didn't know before. And now I just assume we're friends.
Yes. Speaking of funny things, honestly, the best thing to come from this podcast is being at a bar at Max and then Danielle laughing and somebody going, it's that laugh.
So the truth is, this podcast does not exist in any capacity without the people that we've interviewed and the friends we've met along the way. So I would just like to take a minute and say thank you so much to all of the people who said, yeah, whenever we reached out and said, hey, can I interview you for this podcast that I host with 4 other presenters, in the most sincere way that I can possibly say thank you, because you've shared so much of your life with us and with the field. And we've all gotten a chance to learn about other areas that we don't know about. And I think that that's rare in industries, that people are so open and caring for one another. I think the thing that has come up in all of these is just how much care and love there is within the relationships and within the people in the industry. Transactions are made, but none of this is transactional. And really the best part is the friends we've made along the way.
I agree wholeheartedly with you, Danielle. It was an honor to be able to sit down with all of the colleagues who spent their time with us. And it was really special each time I got to sit down with somebody. And I really appreciated listening to all the ones that you guys got to sit down with as well.
I also really want to say thank you to all of our listeners near and far, those that are part of our industry, and also our friends and family that listen on a regular basis, even though they have no idea what we're talking about. The support of our listeners. We have wonderful guests and we work hard and well together as a team, but without people listening and hopefully taking away something from what we're bringing together, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you so much for spending time with us every single week. It means the world to us to know that we have friends out there that are hanging out with us every week. So thank you.
Yeah. And thank you to all those folks who reach out to tell us to keep going and telling us that, or asking us questions to give us ideas for things that we can cover in future episodes. So thank you all for that support.
Yeah, the overall support from the industry as a whole, the people that we've spoken with, the different conferences that we've worked with at this point, I mean, it's all been honestly overwhelming how much everyone's gotten behind us and made us feel wanted with what we're doing here. Yeah,
and you guys are all giving us something to really think about and to look forward to in the upcoming year. Josh probably saw a lot of people at AIBA, and we're all looking forward to seeing as many people as we can at APAP, and then at all of the other events and things that come after that. We're looking forward to doing some more interviews and finding some other areas of the field that haven't been on this podcast yet. And I'm excited about what's to come. All right, cool cats. It's been real to sit down today. I love you. Bye. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to There's No Business Like. Our producers and hosts are Brian Zelmer, Josh Benson, Kevin Maynard, Katie Miller, and me, Danielle Van Hook. Views expressed in this podcast are ours alone and are not reflective of the organizations we are a part of. Keep up with us at nobusinesslike.com. There you'll find links to all of our episodes and socials. If you like this podcast, give us a like, a follow, a review, or our favorite, a 5-star rating. Oh wait, what was that site? I got it, don't worry. It is nobusinesslike.com. Do I sound out bus-I-ness every time I type it? Yep, sure do. Stay in touch, my friends.
Yeah, I don't know. Can we come back to that one? Is that how lightning rounds work?
No.
What were other people's answers?
That's also not how lightning rounds work.
Okay, Kevin. That's what the internet is.
Okay. Hold on.
Great. Like the only thing I can think of is like that question from Reddit. Would you rather fight 100 horse-sized ducks or one duck-sized horse? Wait.
One duck-sized horse.
Reverse. It's reverse that.
No. One duck-sized horse. Done.
Definitely one horse-sized duck. All right, guys. What are your goals for an undetermined amount of time in the future, specifically for the podcast? I would like to record a podcast on a tropical island.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm terrified the closest we'll get is Marion, Illinois.
There's probably an island there. We can put up a palm tree.
Ooh, fancy. I like it. So you've gone north and south. Okay.
You went all the directions.
I don't know. Okay, I only had 3.
Yeah, girl, you go all the directions.
Okay, is this episode going to be any good?
Yes.
Oh, it's fucking great. I might have to pause for a bathroom break if we keep laughing like this.